Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back. Welcome to day 12 of the 21-day Success Mindset Challenge. So just checking in again, how are you enjoying it? If you've got anything to share, any ahas, any breakthroughs, anything that's really, really helping you right now, please do share it. Tag me in stories at Kirsty Kamarauskas on Instagram, or please share in a review on iTunes. I would be so grateful, and it will help others as well see. So I hope you've been enjoying it, and I hope you're doing really, really well. So today's episode is called Why Manifestation Tools Don't Work. So just to be clear, I don't mean they don't work at all, but if you've been someone that's trying all the things, you're trying all the manifestation techniques, you've got a morning routine where you do all of the things, you do them at night, and you do these things during the day, and you're following the steps, you're following the systems that you hear about, you read about, you feel like you're doing all of the things, but you're still not manifesting what you want. But today's episode is all about why that is. And it's because there are things that you are thinking, feeling, and doing on both a conscious and subconscious level that aren't in alignment with what you're asking for, with your manifestation. Okay, so manifestation tools are fantastic. They have their place. They really, really help us. They can help us reprogram our minds. They help us manifest what we want. But sometimes they are like a bandaid on a deep cut that needs 20 stitches, right? You can keep putting the bandaid on, but the blood's, sorry for the analogy, but the blood's sort of keeps seeping through and putting the bandaid off again because it needs stitches. So I'll have to think of a better one next time I talk about this. So we don't want to just band-aid it, okay? We want the stitches, we want the healing. We want to do this in a way that's going to get us results. So let's just talk about some of those things on a conscious level, and then we're going to talk about some of the things on a subconscious level. So on a conscious level, number one, we get stuck focusing on what is. So you could be doing your affirmations, you could be doing visualization, you could be doing all these things, a bit of scripting here and there. And then the rest of the day, you are staring at what's going wrong in your life and what the problem is. And I've spoken a lot about this week. When we stay focused on what's wrong and what we don't want, we are perpetuating it. And not only that, not only is it just repeating itself over and over and over again, we also then start building beliefs about whether or not we're capable of it. We start telling ourselves the inner dialogue, the beliefs, I can't manifest. This doesn't work. I can't do it, right? The more we focus on what is going wrong, the more meaning we give it. So that is certainly something that could be getting in your way. Another one, number two, is reacting to 3D instead of creating from within. So what do I mean by this? I mean, when things are happening outside of us. So something going wrong with a client, maybe a client that wasn't paying, or you didn't get enough signups from your launch, or no one's signing up for your email freebie. You can't grow your audience, or, whatever it is, or you're seeing things are happening, things that are happening financially in your business, things are just happening that you don't really, really like. So you are allowing these things to determine how you think, feel, and act every single day. So that means that's called creating from without. So it's creating from outside. It's creating externally. And all we're really doing is reacting to what we're seeing, and again, perpetuating it, like the last one. Like that feeling of staying stuck, right? The problem with this is that we can end up feeling like a victim. We end up feeling helpless, powerless. We feel like life is happening to us and that we have absolutely no control over it. We say we can't help it. I don't know how to get out of it. I just feel stuck, which then means that we don't take 100% responsibility for the creation of our life and changing our own reality. And when I say that, I don't mean blame, because things do happen. People do things. Situations do arise. But ultimately, our life is our own creation. It's our own responsibility. And it's up to us how we respond and move through that, right? So we don't want to be reacting. We want to be creating, where we take that vision and we're creating from that. We're creating that dream life of ours, instead of just looking at everything, feeling like a victim and feeling like we cannot do anything about it. Okay. So if there's any elements of that popping in, and it could just be one situation in your business that you feel aligned that this is happening to. It could just be your whole life. It could be your whole business, right? It depends where the mindset is. So number 3 on a conscious level is acting from now and not the end result. So by that, the actions that you're taking are from the current level of you, the current version of you. But then the actions you're taking are then contradicting your vision, because if you were already that person with those goals achieved, what would she be doing? There's a gap, right? And we cover all of this in self-image, in the self-image course and in Unstoppable. There's a huge gap between where we are now and where we want to be. And that's normal. And that's how it's meant to be. But we need to be looking at that version of us over there, the version of us that's already achieved it, our future version, if you like. And we need to be saying, what is the gap? What's the difference? And what are the actions she's taking? You know? So if you're telling yourself that, and you do some of this work already, and you're telling yourself you're doing self-image work, you're doing the visualizations, you're seeing this yourself as this person, but then you're acting as the old version of you, well, your actions are going to create results, right? They're either going to take you towards your goal or keep you where you are. So are your actions actually acting from the end result, or are you acting from now, from where you are today? So number 4 is not embodying the feeling that it's already done, right? So if we go back a few episodes when I was talking about asking it as given, we have to have that feeling, that vibration, that energy, that it's in progress, it's on order, it's happening. It's starting to transpire, it's starting to get together, it's starting to come into our life already. It's in the invisible and we just can't see it yet, but things are moving, things are shifting. So we want that feeling that it's done, it's being taken care of, it's done, it's here. Otherwise, we have no trust. We have no faith. We're not even relying or allowing the universe to co-create with us. We're trying to do it all by ourselves. So we're resorting to control, right? Our masculine energy of grinding and hustling our way to do it. We have to embody that feeling that it's done and trust, and then we get ideas. Then we attract people to help us. Then we attract our dream clients. So number 5 on the conscious level is inner dialogue. What are the thoughts? What are the conversations that are happening inside your head on a daily basis? And are they aligned to your end result, that vision for the future? Are you telling yourself, are you criticizing yourself? Are you blaming yourself, judging yourself? Are you saying, I don't know how to do this. I don't know how. It doesn't work. Why won't it work? Why can't I ever do this? What's wrong with me? Or are you saying, it's happening, it's on the way, it's already here, I can already feel it, this is good? Are you appreciating? Are you constantly looking for things to appreciate and see as evidence that this is on its way, that this is happening, that this is in progress, right? What is that inner dialogue? Because that could be blocking your manifestations too and stopping your tools from working. Because there's no point in saying your affirmations in the morning, doing some mirror work, then spending the rest of the day telling yourself that you're crap and that you're no good and that you're never going to do it. So how much time is being spent, trying to reprogram your mind in the morning, but then constantly reprogramming it with the negative throughout the day, right? And number 6, and there's so many more, but I just wanted to highlight some of them. I think 12 is enough for one episode. Number 6 is a lack of relationship with yourself. What is your relationship with yourself? Because money is going to respond to how you feel about you. Your clients are going to respond to the value that you see in yourself and that you project outwards. You have to see yourself in the way that you want others to see yourself. You have to feel about yourself in the way that you want others to feel about yourself. If you don't feel good enough and deserving enough of money, money won't come. You can't attract it from there, right? So what is that relationship you've got with yourself? This is really important. And again, this is the work I do with my clients in my programs and one-to-one. It's all about you. Your success is all about you. And the better your relationship gets with you, the more success you're going to see in your life. Right? So let's talk about the subconscious level now. So why are your manifestation techniques not working? Number 1, you have limiting beliefs. that are contradicting what you're telling yourself when you're using these manifestation tools. So again, using the affirmations as an example, you might still be more emotionally involved with the old belief, and it could be really strong, that you can't do this, that money is hard to make, that you have to work really, really hard. So you could be telling yourself the other affirmations, but if this is if you feel so strongly, and then you have the strong emotion with it, and then you are acting from that place, so you're hustling and you're trying really, really hard, that affirmation doesn't stand a chance, because you are turbocharging it at every level. First of all, there's the belief. Then we're turbocharging it with the emotion. We're making it more and more potent. Money's hard to make. You have to try really hard. I can't do it. So that's sending out a really strong signal to the universe. You're a broadcasting station, after all, magnetizing back to you whatever you're sending out. So as you're sending this out, and then you take actions from that place, the universe is like, right, well, it's a done deal. Here you go. Here's more of that. Here's more of that. Yes, it is hard. Yes, it will take you a lot of work to be successful, because that's what you've chosen through focus and belief, right? So we need to look at those beliefs. Number two is your self-image is not aligned to your future self yet. And that's fine. Remember, there's a gap. It's absolutely fine. This is how we all start out. And actually, every new level you want to hit in your business, there will be a new gap. So this is a lifetime's work. It's a work in progress. We are a work in progress, and that is perfect. We are perfectly fine with that. It's brilliant. It's great. So where in your self-image are you blocking your success? Are you blocking money? How far away do you currently see yourself to that 6 or 7 figure version of you that already has everything that you want? Because unless you can align your self-image, and remember, this is subconscious, so I have a program for this. Until you align your self-image subconsciously, you will continue to self-sabotage. You will hide, play small, not feel good enough, not feel worthy enough. You won't be able to take the actions, the big, bold actions. You won't be able to find the courage to step out of your comfort zone, to do all the things that you know you need to do. You won't want to get visible. If your self-image is poor and it is not aligned to, if it's aligned to your past and not aligned to your future, right? So we really need to work on that, how we see ourselves at a subconscious level where no one else knows, you know, our secret self, deep, deep down in our subconscious. What is that for you? So we need to change that. That will totally block your whatever manifestation tool you're using. It won't work until you see yourself completely different. So number 3 on the subconscious level, habits. Everything we do is a habit. Nearly all of our behavior is habitual. Our thinking is habitual, right? So what habits have you got that you know is still disempowering, that are actually getting in the way of your success? You know, it could be work habits, specific actions and tasks you should be doing daily. It could be health habits. It could be self-care habits, looking after yourself so you have the energy, the focus, and the drive and the ability to do your work, right? What are these habits? Again, you're going to have the gap between the habits of your next level self and the habits of you today. Number 4, we have talked about that in a couple of episodes ago when we talked about emotions. It's memories and wounds. They're going to keep you from receiving. They're going to keep you from receiving money, success, love, and wealth. We all have trauma at varying degrees, but it all affects us in a way that stops us from blocking our success. And again, we can't just pick up a manifestation tool and try and plaster it over something that is deep inside of us, is a wound, is a, you know, we need to be able to allow this healing. We need to be able to allow these memories and this, whatever it is that needs to be released, we need to allow it to come up so that we can heal. Okay. Otherwise, these things, again, it's self-sabotage. We're going to be stopping ourselves. It's worthiness. It's feeling deserving. All of these things get triggered by the wounds that we hold on to without even knowing, because they're subconscious, right? So number 5 is holding on to resentment or blame from the past. Now, we've all had things happen to us. We've all had situations that weren't our fault, that many of them have been really horrible, some really horrific. We need to find a way to release this, because resentment, blame, all of these feelings, they're on the lower end of the Abraham Hicks emotional scale, and they are not in vibrational harmony with what you want. What you want is in vibrational harmony with love, appreciation, gratitude, and joy. And the more you tap into those feelings, the more you're going to be in alignment with the goals that you want, the quicker you're going to manifest. But when we are harboring deep-seated resentment and blame for the past, that's going to block it. That's going to block money. It's going to block success. It's like, you've heard the phrase when we talk about forgiveness work, is when we're holding on to resentment, it's like pouring a cup of poison for your enemy and then drinking it yourself. Like, we end up hurting ourselves, not the other person. So again, this could be deep for some of you. This could be uncovering some things that you really don't want to uncover. And if you feel like it's going to trigger a massive trauma response, then this is work you should be doing with a professional, with a therapist, with someone that knows what they're doing, especially when it comes to trauma. Okay. So it's not something you should be doing on your own, and it's not something you should try and do on your own if you know that it's something that has been a big part of your life for so long. But if you're ready, if this resonates with you and you feel it to be true, and you know this is something you need to work on, then there are people out there that can help you. So holding on to resentment, and for the rest of us, that it might be arguments, it might be things with a past relationship, things with a past business partner, things with, past clients, whatever it is, like, where is that resentment holding on to you? Because also what happens is when we hold on to that resentment, we could be blaming a coach or a teacher, someone that we've bought a package of, and we didn't get the results that we wanted. It could be something as simple as that. But then not only are we holding resentment and blame, which is putting us out of vibrational harmony with what we want, but also we're then making judgments about how we don't trust other people. We start making stories around it, start making meanings around it, and then we start applying it to lots of other areas in our life and our business. So we really want to be careful about the stories that we're overlaying. Okay, that's another episode in itself. We will be talking about that, the meaning we give things. The final way that at a subconscious level you're getting in the way of your manifestation tools working is that intellectually, conceptually, but you're not doing it. This is what Bob Proctor always called the knowing-doing gap. We know it, we've got the information, we've learned the information, we've done the courses, we've listened to all the workshops, all the podcasts, we've read the books, but we're still not doing it. Like, there's still something amiss. Our actions are not aligning, and it's because of our paradigm, our whole subconscious program, our paradigm, the myriad of habits, beliefs, the self-image, everything that I've talked about today. This is the work I do with my clients. We literally look at their whole paradigm and replace it at a subconscious level so that they stop self-sabotaging, so they can get out of their own way, so that they can actually free themselves up to take that big action, to put themselves out there, to actually move forward on their goals, stop procrastinating. It's powerful. And because this is subconscious, we don't even know it's there. We don't even realize until we start listening to podcasts like this, start delving into it, start getting curious, and actually doing some of the deep work to understand what is in there, and then the work to release it and heal from it too. So I hope these 12 points have been really, really helpful to you. Manifestation tools is just part of the process. The real work, the real transformation comes from the work you do on yourself. It comes from the deep work. It comes from the healing work. It comes from your belief work, your self-image work. All of this was created as a child. It all needs to be upgraded and replaced. So all of this affects your vibration. It all affects what you're doing on a day-to-day basis, your actions and your behavior. It all affects your point of attraction. The universe responds to whatever's in your subconscious mind, right? So we want to be aligning ourselves on a conscious level and a subconscious level. So, like I said, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I hope it's given you some clarity and some breakthroughs. When you do this work, you won't just make more money. You won't just create more success in your business. You'll transform all areas of your life. It affects, for my clients, it affects their relationships. Their relationships improve without them even trying, with partners, with children. They experience more joy and love and happiness on a daily basis. They suddenly start noticing what they have to be thankful for. They appreciate. They change their relationship with themselves. They feel more compassion, more respect, more pride for themselves instead of blame and bitterness and constantly putting themselves down. You know, people want to be in their energy. They become magnetic. People want to know what they're doing. You know, what have you done to make you come across like that? Like, I want some of that. Give me some of that potion. If only we could bottle it up, hey? So it's not just money, success, business growth. This is about life. This is about truly creating a fulfilling life and loving it, right? So it's so worthwhile. It's so worthwhile doing this work. So I am going to leave it there. I know we've covered a lot, and this week's episodes have sort of gone a little bit longer than the last week. So well done for continuing through. I am going to leave you to it, and I will see you again in the next episode.